trash, and trying to think of that in, like, the most outrageous terms that I could of being like, "Alright, well, to be fair, if it was my trash, I'd thrown it away, and it was my trash can," or yeah, even in situations like that, it's still like, "Bro, what the fuck was he thinking?" Like, why would anyone ever do that?
It wasn't down in, it was sort of on top.
And even that, man, it's too crazy. So yeah, that if it holds steady that that's not like something Larry David's done before, I'm like, bro,
Well, I'm going to make a completely random and not at all based on early life stuff guess that Larry David grew up rich. So I seriously doubt it.
hilarious. I'm rewatching that scene right now on YouTube, and the funniest part about it is that he gets offered something to eat first,
Mm-hmm.
declines, then eats out of the trash.
Right. So obviously Jerry Seinfeld is not a great actor, but I think that scene is one of his finest moments. What
Yeah.
the hell? I'll just eat some trash. Hmm. Well, JS, that's interesting because while I do think Better Call Saul in general deserved to win awards, I don't think the most recent season deserved to win awards. So it was one of those things where they were going to give it like all the awards in the final season they were planning to, and then they were like, oh, well, I guess we can't do that. So that's what happened.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I completely agree. Joker and I did a tier list of Better Call Saul episodes, and the show emphatically peaked in season 3, where the hearing episode is some of the finest television that we've seen in several decades.
Yeah.
That was a magnificently well done scene by all involved, and especially Chuck's insane monologue deserved an Emmy. And a
Hmm.
lot of Mike's performances,
Hmm.
when he's regaling his daughter-in-law the story about how he essentially betrayed his son's integrity, and then they killed his son anyway, and he's tearfully admitting to the murder of those two police officers. That's some damn good TV. That's an Emmy award winning performance. However, at the time that that came out, Game of Thrones was busy harvesting every single Emmy that ever came out ever because everyone was wanking over how amazing the show was. But
Right.
season 6 was awful. And when we were doing that tier list, you could see the show starting to backslide because they hit the peak in season 3, which was the whole reason the show was created, was the conflict between Jimmy and Chuck. It had finally come to a head, it had come to its climax, and then now it's just the fallout. And now the only thing that the show has to live for now is we have to get to how Jimmy became Saul. But that was a far less interesting story. But you could just see the quality start to dip more and more as the story about the cartel absorbed more and more of the show's focus
Hmm.
until you get to season 6 and it's just a fucking catastrophe.
Yeah, like I think the last truly great episode of Better Call Saul is the episode where Chuck commits suicide, and that's literally the middle point of the series.
Yeah.
Hmm.
After that, they're still good. moments, but that's all. Moments,
Yeah,
not
like
episodes.
I like when Mike pretends to be a quality control supervisor, a security
Yeah.
consultant. Like that scene's great, but that doesn't make it a great episode.
Right. Yeah. So, if they could create some kind of new award for excellence in a series or some kind of shit, just something that they could give to Better Call Saul to make up for stuff, that's fine. But season 6 didn't deserve to win anything. It was awful. And the show on the whole was great, but like you get what you get, and it's unfortunate, but
Like if they had given Odenkirk Best Actor, I think that could have worked because his performances were good. It's not his fault that the show started to do more cartel stuff down the line,
right. Yeah.
or even Seahorn. But
Yeah, that final Gus scene where he invented monkeypox was a little suspect, but that wasn't Odenkirk's fault.
I can't believe that scene didn't end up on the cutting room floor. By the way, I've said that
Yeah,
before.
yeah, I'm right there with you. That scene was the whole time I was watching it, I was like, what the hell's going on here? But
Like, do you remember the train robbery episode of Breaking Bad?
yes,
There was a deleted scene in that episode where Walt and Jesse are standing there and they do the math in their head and they realize that if they pull this off, it will technically be the most lucrative train robbery in the history of the world in terms of
about that.
money made. And that
Mm,
scene gets cut, and it's actually kind of a cool scene, although I understand why they cut it. But Gus inventing monkeypox somehow stays in. Like there's no justice in this world.
absolutely, and it just goes to show how bereft of quality season 6 was on the whole. That they I think it suffers from not only you've got the delay begins with COVID, and then the delay gets even worse because of Odenkirk having a heart attack. And then, as if all that shit isn't enough, the writer's strike.
Yeah.
So I really feel like season 6 has got to the point where they said, you know what, fuck it, cut, print, send it, I don't care, let's just push this turd out the door and move on with our lives.
Hmm.
Because by that point, they'd been working on season 6 for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and it's not even entirely just the cartel stuff. Like they took way too long revealing the fuck with Howard story stuff. That
Yeah.
was literally like 7 episodes of them just like, oh, we're not going to tell you what we're doing. We're just going to do stuff and it'll make sense by the end. That's like J.J. Abrams storytelling.
Yes, that was overly indulgent.
Mhm.
It was overly indulgent because so much of it focused on Kim, who we don't care about as much. Just disappointment. Anyway, I will be back soon. I'm gonna go take a shower.
Right, no problem. Yeah, I think Kelsey's going to retire. He's already got a ring. god, that scared the piss out of me. They have my support, Keyline Pie, but no, I don't think so. They're showing a replay of the Bills Steelers game. So I'm pretty sure tomorrow the final episode of Fargo airs. So I got 3 episodes to catch up on. Get in this. I guess they need this one. This is bullpoop Kerrigan. Can I help you, naked lady? Hmm. I'll say this: Lamar Jackson got through the whole season without getting injured. Isn't he kind of due? You know what I mean?
I just saw a chopper go down. Whose was it? Not sure, but I doubt it was friendly.
How the heck am I supposed to get up there, man? Oh, okay, I see. Hmm. He did. By the way, can you guys hear me? I'm talking a little quieter than I usually do because there are people asleep above my head. But can you guys still hear me?
This is Keegan. I hit a wall of armor camp fuckheads over by the admin building. I could really use some help here.
Okay.
Hold tight, I'm on my way.
Well, how seriously do you guys think we should take this Packers thing now that they've done what they've done? Like, are they a serious threat to the Niners? I did not really see much that I liked with Jordan Love, so this is quite impressive. Oh shit. I didn't think that through. Oh, I almost shot you, motherfuckers.
Keegan, what's wrong? What's happening?
All right. Next mission.
Keegan? Beckett, I'm glad you're okay. I've got to get Keegan back to the APC.
I mean, Lucas was a good gamble to make.
Our best shot of getting out of
Maybe it's not going to work out, but that's why he was a third-round pick.
You better get going.
Dynasty.
Good luck.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right. Here's hoping that the shower takes. What the hell? I'll just eat some garbage.
Like, I know that eating out of garbage is a thing that people who are very, very destitutely poor do. I'm not talking about that. Like, as a choice. That's weird to me.
The only time I've seen a guy eat out of the trash in public was when I was working at the gas station, and it was a homeless guy who saw a half-eaten meatball sub in the trash, and he reached into our trash and they started eating it.
Like, that's understandable.
Horrified by this, me and some of my coworkers offered to get the guy some actual food, and he said, "No, I'm good. This is delicious." And that's when we realized some people just fucking. Then there's another time. I think I told you this story. One of my coworkers was approached by a homeless guy that we all knew, and he was like the best homeless guy in the area. You know, he was like the guy that caused the least amount of problems and was a good dude. And we were happy to give him recyclables that we had found. Um, my old manager, in fact, from the first time I was working at the gas station, used to bag up stuff at her house and then bring that in and then hand it over to him when he would come by the store. So like we liked the guy is the point. And one time, one of my old coworkers was approached by the homeless guy and said, hey buddy, I got you some Taco Bell. You know, I hope you enjoy it. So he hands him some Taco Bell and my buddy's like, so this you got this for me? And he's like, yeah, it's good, it's fresh. So he's like, oh, okay. So he opens it up, and it is crawling with ants.
Oh, Jesus.
And my buddy was like, hey, what the fuck? And the homeless guy was like, hey, just brush them off.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, Christ.
Yeah, like, obviously part of Jerry's character is that he's a neat freak and that he's a little OCD about some stuff, but I think he's completely in the right when it comes to issues of eating out of garbage cans.
Yes, I have to agree. I mean, after all, what the hell? I'll just eat some trash.
Mhm. Well, you, my friend, have now crossed the line that divides man and bum. You are now a bum.
Okay, so who are your picks for next week?
I'm gonna go Ravens, Chiefs, because I don't think the gods are done torturing Bills fans quite yet. As much as it pains me to do it, I think the refs are going to hand them the game. And then I think I go Lions Niners pretty easily.
Yeah, I also assume that the Bills are going to get fucked here. I think the Bills are a better team.
Hmm.
But the Chiefs have two things going for them. Number one, obviously, the Taylor Swift angle. They want the Chiefs in the championship game. So unless the Chiefs get horrendously outplayed and they just have a total collapse, if the game is possible for the refs to hand it to the Chiefs, then it will be. And the second reason is the point you brought up. This is the offensive offsides bowl. This is the ref's chance for a makeup game to appease Mahomes.
Right.
I think that's just I think that just spells out absolutely gonna get fucked on. You know, and I think it won't be particularly close.
Hmm.
But my picks are very similar to yours. Ravens, Chiefs, Lions, the difference Packers.
I'd love to see that, man. I would get such a big erection.
It's like everyone wants the Bills to win because people are tired of the Chiefs and Mahomes is a crybaby.
Yeah. Mahomes lost a lot of his goodwill with that offensive offsides bullshit. Like, that was.
Yeah, he's right. He's pretty much the new villain of the league now.
Hmm.
You know, when Brady retired, that position was wide open, and Mahomes accidentally fucking moved right in and claimed it. Wasn't even trying to do it. Just I mean, it was just passions were running high, and that was the moment similar to Michael Richards at the Laugh Factory, where you know one thing happens that just it doesn't go your way, you get upset, and the next thing you know, you're famous for all the wrong reasons.
Man, I need to write a grok story based off that. Write a story where
I've got
Patrick Mahomes goes to his post game press conference but starts calling a reporter.
oh, I was gonna go in a different direction. I'm gonna write a Grok story about it right now.
still kind of can't believe that frickin' Cowboys went out like that. So beautiful. But I didn't think we were going to get it. Dang.
Being a real turd because of what I'm trying to do here. He has some really weird story. He takes over the fucking moral of the story here, so trying to turd wrangle right now.
I got you.
Rock made an AI boo boo.
What happened?
Um, it mentioned that the story is taking place in the heart of Kansas, and it's like Kansas City's in Missouri.
Oh,
Like,
interesting.
yeah, and that's pretty funny.
Okay, where am I supposed to go? Feels like I'm supposed to get up here and go through the window. Maybe I can get up over there. That's gotta be it. Still having issues over there?
Well, it's going better, but I'm just trying to get like just the right story. I'm just gonna send this one because I'm tired of getting it to do better.
Sure, you did well, whatever it is. Let's see here. Ah. Especially amusing in light of that Mahomes is a halfer, right?
Right.
What do they call them? What do they call them? Mulatto,
Yes. There are many interesting names.
quadroon.
Yeah, that's for being a quarter.
You never hear that one anymore, do you?
I almost feel like being a quarter is rare
That's true.
because typically halfies no longer breed.
So, do you feel like you're coming down with something that's a little more long term than just like a 24-hour bug or something? Do you think it's gonna knock you out of commission tomorrow as well?
I'm not sure.
I guess it's Tuesday, so it doesn't matter quite as much. All right. So, let's see here. Man, I just realized that Josh Allen almost set the record for longest touchdown run by a quarterback in postseason history today. But the guy whose record he didn't break was Kaepernick, which would have been very amusing given all the racist stuff that Josh Allen used to tweet when he was in college.
Oh wait, Josh Allen used to be a racist? Wow, I actually like him a lot more now.
Yeah, people dug up like his old tweets and they found one that was like, "If it ain't white, it ain't right" or something. And some people caught feelings over that. He might have been making a joke. I don't know. But you're not allowed to joke about those kinds of things anymore, I guess.
Oh, he's looked at as being a racist because he would tweet the N word multiple times where he was referring rap music. He was referring to rap music. Like he's sharing rap lyrics or he'd be responding to somebody talking about a rapper. None of it was ever like evil stuff. Then like you said, there it is, if it ain't white, it ain't right.
Which could be a joke. Who knows?
Because someone asked him, why are you so white? Uh on Ask FM. I don't know if
Hmm.
you remember that
I
website.
remember that, yeah.
So that was his response. If it ain't white, it ain't right. Wow. And this fucking article is also like, oh, Josh Allen's a racist because he has public dislike for LeBron James. In 2011, he tweeted, "I hate LeBron." Hashtag LeBron sucks.
Well, I
And
guess.
it was during the 2011 finals. He probably bet money on LeBron, and then he gave him the old 8-point game.
I
Wow,
did not know hating LeBron was a racial issue.
seriously. Yes, that tweet actually came from the fucking game 4 of the 2011 finals. It was June 7th. He tweeted, "I hate LeBron" after the 8-point fucking special. He probably bet money on the Heat or of LeBron hitting a point scored threshold. Wow, that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I know, Cool Kid. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. It's just going to be one of those shows. It's like how Pulp Fiction didn't win any Oscars or Stanley Kubrick never won Best Director. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. And just keep in mind that Emmys, while nice to win for a TV show, it's
Mhm.
not the most important thing in the world because, again, Better Call Saul missed out on Emmys during its finest episodes because they were busy handing them all over to Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones ended up having what is widely regarded as the worst conclusion to a television series ever. So, grand scheme of things, I don't think Vince is all that upset.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I mean, George Martin himself, he never won any Hugos, which is the um, fiction authors award. He never
right.
won any Hugos for any of his books that he's made, and the reason is because every time he would have a book would come out, it would be competing with J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter. So he may have said, "Hey, I may not have any Hugos, but I have the best fans out there. J.K. Rowling, eat your heart out."
Well, he should have written more diarrhea scenes, and it would have been in
Seriously.
the bag.
But grand scheme of things, I think George Martin's legacy is already set in stone as being much greater than J.K. Rowling's. Because while J.K. finished the series and she had very popular um, movie adaptations of the books that she wrote, her fans hate her for her comments about car parts. So I don't think, grand scheme of things, she may have a ton of money, but she doesn't exactly have goodwill amongst her fan base anymore.
And she's happy with the way things turned out, though. She seems very happy to stand on her principles.
Absolutely, she is one of the richest women in the world, and I think she is the richest non-royal woman in the United Kingdom.
Hmm.
So yeah, she's doing just fine for herself.
What's your number one TV show of all time? Seinfeld. It's kind of impossible for it not to be Seinfeld because it defines so much of my sense of humor. Like, so
Yeah,
much of my sense of humor comes from that.
Seinfeld's definitely outstanding. No question. I love it as well. But I'm going to go ahead and cheat and say that my favorite is. I'm just going to include all of Star Trek as being one monolithic thing, and then say that that's my favorite TV.
It's not bad. Thing is, there's so much bad Star Trek.
Well, yeah, but I dodged that by saying that in my mind, the only Star Trek that counts, it basically died after Enterprise. Once Enterprise finished, off it goes.
Yeah, I
Star
mean,
Trek died with Spock.
I kind of feel like even within the good series, there are a lot of bad episodes, though. Like, the original
Yes, there are.
series had a lot of bad episodes.
Yes, and typically though, the very bad episodes and all Star Trek is just when it's trying to find its place. Early on, even Deep Space Nine, which is regarded not just as the best Star Trek, but some of the best television ever made. The first season was god awful, and again, it's because they were just trying to find their place, find their way. It's definitely up there too. That was some
Uh,
damn
the,
fine television.
Yeah, Austin, the stream ended.
Yeah, when Joker switches games, he often ends the stream.
Yeah, sometimes I guess that might not be reflected in the timer on the stream, but that's a Twitch problem.
Yeah, on Twitch, the timer still continues.
Hmm.
If well, let me ask you this, Austin, did you close the stream or did you keep it open? If you kept it open, it may still be keeping track because for me, I'm looking at the thing on my tab. It says that Joker's been streaming for an hour and 2 minutes, and that's just how long he's been playing Fear. And that's because I closed my tab when we were playing Fishing Planet. I closed it, went to go take a shower, and when I came back, I reopened the tab.
Yeah, sometimes when you start a stream shortly after you end a stream, it'll just bleed over.
And that too.
Hmm.
So it could be that he never closed his tab and he kept his browser open on the thing. Could also just be that Twitch is silly. But yeah, he did take a break. If you go check the VODs, you will notice that there was a break. Okay, then yeah, that's the Twitch issue then.
I'm going to get straight to the point here. It's come to my attention that you engaged in sexual intercourse with the cleaning lady on your desk in your office. Is this true?
I forgot what we were talking about the other day. If somebody else was playing George instead of Jason Alexander, and how he would have
Mm-hmm.
how
That was
he would have
Chris
sold that.
Rock. Chris Rock.
And there,
Like that would be a disaster. Chris Rock plays everything kind of cool.
oh yeah, and then we were saying who else could be George other than Jason Alexander. So I said Norm, and I was like, how Norm would do that is he'd be like, "What was that wrong?"
And he'd probably get to keep his job.
Absolutely. I love the realistic Angry Birds gang we've created in the Discord server. What the fuck? What?
I remember playing Angry Birds back in the day. Dude, if you're going to be literally invulnerable, then don't attack me. If you're not killable, you shouldn't be able to attack me. That's not fair. Are you shitting me? God damn it. Where the fuck is the elevator? Dude, where's the fucking elevator? What the hell? What is this, Mass Effect? Okay, there must be some reason why the elevator isn't showing up. Finally kill him? Aha! Finally. Jesus. Huh. That is weird, Austin. I don't know what to say about that.
Beckett, I've got a clear window back to the APC. I'm gonna take it. Keegan's doing a little better, but he's still too out of it to fight. Stokes out.
Yeah, let's see here. Okay, looks like we are very near the end of this mission. Somebody commented on my Masato video. Is this a real person, Brendan? Like, what do you think? Jesus.
You know, you'd figure the part of the video that talked about all human life being destroyed would have given away that this was not a real. Jesus Christ.
What is wrong with people? Um, I don't want to hear your bullshit. Ooh.
Oh, I have been suspended from leaving YouTube comments for 24 hours because I called someone a fat homo.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that, I guess.
Was that wrong? Jesus Christ.
What did they say that made you say that?
Ugh. Ow. I can't even remember.
One time my dad got put in Facebook jail for a post he made like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was a comment that I left like 3 days ago,
Okay.
and I can't even remember the context of it anymore.
Okay, let's see here. Uh, 16. Okay. Looks good to me. Oh, Austin, you saw the video then? How annoyed would you be if the Seahawks hired Patrick Graham? He's I know we can do better, but I don't hate it. It's just one of those things where I know it's not sexy. It's kind of like Raheem Morris. Like if we hired Raheem Morris, I think a lot of people would be mad, but I don't think that would be bad at all. Where am I? I think she's more interested in coaching a middle school football team. That's pretty good. As it turns out, there's not a very strong correlation between fans of football and weebs. So a lot of people just have the video go right over their heads.
Yeah, well, we saw that coming.
Yeah. But you would think people would at least be able to, like, appreciate the humor even if they don't personally understand it. All right, let's see here. So this is probably the end of the part. Yes, it is.
God.
Okay. I did not know that, Austin. Seems completely pointless to me, but whatever.
This is Snakefin. You've got to hurry. Those armor camp guys are almost here. Genevieve locked the place down to stall it, but they're welding through doors. I'm shut out of the system, so I can't help you. Look for a security terminal to override the lockdown. The password is, Snake Fist.
Lockdown cancelled.
Oh, that was easy.
That must be you that just overrode the processing area terminal. Fucking A, the cavalry is here.
America Industries. Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie you want to see? George, just tell him he had sex with his wife. Just think about it. You're married. How would you feel if someone said that they had just finished having sex with your wife? It's such beautiful writing that the end of the episode loops all the way back to that line. So well written. You know, looking back at it, it's really weird that Norm Macdonald never cameoed on Seinfeld. It seems like something that would be right up his alley to play some wacky side character who appears like twice or something.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's something he'd love to do, but I think at the time he was either not uh well known enough, or he might have been busy with Saturday Night Live or something.
Hmm, possibly. Like, to my knowledge, Bryan Cranston was not a well known entity at that point in time when he was on Seinfeld.
Well, that wasn't in a major role or anything. He was just trying to get
Dentist.
a role going. Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. You know, Jerry's line was actually really good. The zoo called, you're due back by 6. That would have worked perfectly. Right. Oh. Shit, it's one of these. God dang it. Come on, poke your fucking head out. There we go. There's another Vladimir Guerrero? You mean like Vladimir Guerrero the Third? Like Vlad Jr. had a son? Or like Vlad Jr. has a brother? What are we talking here? Okay. I've got a brand new combine harvester, and I'll give you the key. He signed with the Mets? Oh, very cool. Why would he willingly subject himself to that, though? I don't understand. It's the Mets. Right, let's see here. Nikki Haley quoted saying tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race. Does she realize that she's not one of those two people?
That's correct.
Like, if there is two people, it's Trump and DeSantis. Unless she's trying to say that Trump is going to be disqualified one way or another, and therefore it'll be DeSantis and Nikki Haley, but I doubt it. Let's see here. So it looks like Trump got half of the delegates, which makes sense since he got about half the vote. I don't think so, Austin. I don't think DeSantis and Trump are drawing from the same pool anymore. I think that DeSantis and Haley are drawing from the same pool, and Trump and Vivek were drawing from the same pool. So Vivek dropping out is significant. Now, one of DeSantis or Haley needs to drop out to make it an actual two-person race. But I don't know if either of them are willing to do that. And really, they should both drop out and make it a one-person race so we can stop spending money on this ridiculous primary.
Yeah, like there's literally no fucking shot that anyone besides Trump wins this. They're banking on him not being allowed to run because he's in jail or some shit. Like, if that's your path to victory, you have no path to victory.
Yeah, and if that
Stop wasting everyone's time. Like,
and if that does happen, you're going to get handed the nomination anyway. You don't need to campaign for it and spend all this fucking money on it.
exactly. Plus, Eskimo real estate, so the actual going through with an election will just be fucking uh
Right.
no chance.
I would have preferred stepping back and shooting him in the head a few dozen times personally, but wow, this guy looks like
Yeah.
J. Jonah Jameson or something. This guy looks like knockoff J. Jonah Jameson. It's like we got J. Jonah Jameson at home. Well, I mean, the thing is, Austin, there are a finite number of resources in the world, right? Money is finite, time is finite. Tewi News. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for your message. Very based game. So far, I do like it, although I'm most of the way through it. Let me see here. Okay, so oh, okay. Currently playing Metal Gear Solid 3. I need to do a Metal Gear Solid marathon on stream at some point. I'm probably going to get the Metal Gear Master Collection thing that came out recently, and then I'll just be able to do it off the PS5. It'll be easy. But I can play it in like chronological order. The thing is, every time I try to do a Metal Gear Solid marathon, what happens is that I get to Metal Gear 1 on the NES, and that game sucks. So I lose interest because I don't want to play it. So I think I just need to skip it and just be like, you know what, that game's not even good. It's not included. Or maybe I just suck it up and play it. Because it's not like it's a long game. It's just an annoying game. I play games that I don't like all that much all the time. It's not that big of a deal. Would skip that one, and this is coming from a massive MGS fan. Yeah, I think that's the way to play it. And I really like Peace Walker. I even liked Portable Ops, although I wouldn't be able to stream it because it's only on PSP, but I like Peace Walker a lot. I would totally stream that game. Yeah, I played every Metal Gear Solid game multiple times except for 4, which I only played once because when it came out I was in college and I only had time to play it once. Okay, there we go. Finally.
I've only played 1, 2, 3, and 5. Never touched 4 or Peace Walker.
Really? I'm surprised you didn't touch 4. That was supposed to be kind of the finale. That surprises me.
It's because it was on PS3.
Mm.
That's the answer, is because I got the chance to play all the ones that were on PS2 because of my friend. I owned a PS1, so I could play the first one. And 5 came out on Steam, so I played the shit out of that there. But I didn't know anybody who had a PS3, and I didn't have a PS3 until like 2 years after the PS4 came out, and I got one super cheap at GameStop. And when I say super cheap at GameStop, it was really nice because it wasn't used. It was a brand new thing, but because the PS4 had been out for 2 years, you know, even though they were still selling new PS3s, it was so insanely cheap. But I only got a couple of games that I was nostalgic for on my 360 that were also on the PS3. Like Fight Night Round 4, the first Red Dead Redemption, and then a couple other things that only came out for PlayStation, like MLB The Show.
Oh yeah, I like both those games actually, Fight Night and The Show.
Yeah. But I was never intending to spend a ton of money on PS3 games. Now that doesn't mean that I've never experienced it. I have watched plenty of playthroughs of it. The Twitch stream that does Metal Gear content, Outer Heaven Network,
Yeah.
I have watched them for years and years and years and years and years. I have watched playthroughs of um all Metal Gears many times.
Yeah, I actually thought 4 was phenomenal. I liked it more than 3 personally.
Yes, that's definitely the spiciest hot take that I have is that 3, while remembered insanely fondly, um, it was not the best Metal Gear.
Yeah, I think it's actually the weakest, although I think all 5 are phenomenal. I do think there are problems with 3 that the others don't have.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. However, all that aside, there's different levels of enjoying the Metal Gear games. There's okay, what's the most fun to play? What's the most fun to experience? What's the most engaging story? And so on. And there's different answers for pretty much all of those. It's my belief and feeling that games are supposed to be an enjoyable experience for you to play, and that having it be a movie is just stupid because you could just watch a playthrough or watch the cutscenes on YouTube or whatever. Like playing a game and having it be like an interactive movie, I think is bad for games. I think it's stupid. And it's one of the things that I like the least about Hideo Kojima. So for me, the best Metal Gear game, far and away, is 5 because I feel that the Phantom Pain is the most fun to play.
Yeah, I think 5 is the best game, but I think 2 is the most religious experience. So,
Yes, 2, yeah, 2 definitely had everything that Metal Gear is about in it, and I think it was the best example of it. If you had to get somebody to understand what Metal Gear is about, you'd have them experience Metal Gear 2. But the original Metal Gear Solid, I think it's a lot like A New Hope in that it was just flawless execution.
yeah.
You know, it introduces the concept and then it fucking knocks it out of the park. It was very shallow compared to the other games, and the story was a lot more simplistic compared to other games, but
Mm-hmm.
none of that matters.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing with Snake Eater. I think the Snake Eater story is very simplistic. It's basically a Bond film.
Austin says, I will not choose between the Marxist and communist left or the far right Christian nationalists. Um, at this point, I would say we've had the far right Christian nationalists in charge. The economy was great, society was functioning, crime was down. We've had the far left Marxist communists in charge, and the exact opposite was true. The economy's teetering on the brink. Crime's never been higher. Happiness on the whole in the country is about as far down as it could possibly be. So, you know. Anyway, by all means, do whatever the hell you want. I feel that, individuals can have whatever feelings and beliefs that they want to have, and how they interact with the government and participating in the political process. They can do whatever because one person, their vote is just not going to matter. However, writ large, of course, it's a very different story. But I'm just
Okay.
one guy, and I only interact with the community of people that I'm around, which is an extremely small segment of the population. So by all means, do whatever the hell you want. I don't care.
So, yeah, like Metal Gear Solid 3 is a very clean story, and it has the best ending of any Metal Gear game. But I do feel like the survival system and camouflage system both feel tacked on, and I don't think they're very good. Um, I think that like the
Yeah,
bosses you fight throughout the game are very shallow. Like in terms of
yes,
personality, like they're basically Pokemon that you fight to get to the next part of the game.
I 100% agree with that. We're told that we're supposed to have reverence for these people. However, we're never allowed to interact with them or experience them in the way that these characters already know them. A
Hmm.
lot of Metal Gear Solid 3 is a constant example of showing and or telling instead of showing, and you never get the opportunity to experience things. You're just told about it. And like you said, with the survival aspects, it was an interesting concept, and I applaud them for trying to do something like that because it really helped awaken a lot of more in-depth and realistic components in major games that I think trended in a very nice and enjoyable direction. Without that kind of thing, would we have the kind of experiences that we have in like Red Dead 2 as an example?
Right. I agree.
However, by no means was it executed well. You got to respect them for the attempt because they were the first ones to try to do it. But holy crap, yeah, it was
Could have been
not.
better.
Yeah, no. Scarecrow Bar says, "Bunch of bitches." We're all like, "We're not breakfast tacos," and I'm all like, "Sure you are." Yeah. I'm definitely down with being racist towards anybody, but yeah, Hispanics are generally good sports about it.
Yeah, they are.
It's like that's I gotta say that's one of the things that I miss a lot from construction is just all the people shit talking each other in hilariously racist ways. I learned so many lovely new racial slurs working in construction. It was great. But
Like Zipperhead.
yard ape,
That's
one
a
of my
bad one,
favorites.
man. That's a fucking bad one.
Uh, oh, actually, this reminds me because I saw this trending in the news earlier today. 'Cause they were saying if Trump gets back into office, we're gonna see it's gonna be Night of the Long Vans. It's gonna be like the absolute 9/11s of Hispanic Americans.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, what the fuck is this that they're talking about? So they're saying it's going to be the largest deportation campaign since the Eisenhower administration enacted what was referred to as Operation Wetback, where 1.5 million Mexicans were deported during Eisenhower's a single year during Eisenhower's administration. And I'm like, it cannot possibly have actually been called that, can it?
May as well call it
And yes, it
Operation.
was.
May as well call it Operation Moonman.
Exactly. Program was implemented in June 1954 by U.S. Attorney General Herbert Brownell. Short-lived operation used military-style tactics to remove Mexican immigrants, some of them American citizens, from the United States. The largest mass deportation in American history. And I'm just like, man, we used to be a proper country that would name military operations Operation Wetback. Jesus Christ, that's outstanding.
Operation Get Behind the Darkies.
Yeah, that was a great part of the South Park movie. Operation Human Shield my ass. And that just sounds comfy.
I'd make hot cocoa, but I'd wake people up, so can't do it right now.
Make some nice hot chocolate. Talk about Night of the Long Vans. You love to see it.
Like, I recognize that Metal Gear Solid 2 flew way too close to the sun and probably, went a little too far in some areas, kind of like the Phantom Menace. In the words of
Right.
George Lucas, I may have gone a little too far in a few parts. But
Yeah.
I respect that so much more than a game that just plays it safe. I like that he
Yeah.
went crazy with it. I appreciate what he did, even if
I
not
agree with
everything
that too.
worked.
Yeah. I agree with that too. You know what would make me happy if in the new Emmett Till the kid doesn't even die. Prepare to have Black America ship themselves over and maybe some example of whitewashing. Well, you know what would be really funny? Speaking of whitewashing, what if they played the movie completely straight, except they replaced the kid with a white actor?
Replace
But
it with
just sit there
Christian
and be like,
Bale.
hey, yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, the important thing is the story. You know, the character's ethnicity isn't supposed to matter. But then the fucking the actors like Ryan Gosling,
Or
fucking perfect.
have him played by Masato.
Oh god, I may have gone too far in a few places. Because it's like, look, if the BBC can make a new historical drama where a black actress plays Mary, Queen of Scots, then I think it's about time that we have Ryan Gosling as Malcolm X. Exactly. Yeah, it is a lot like living in California. I still vote the way that I want to vote, but I know damn well that my vote doesn't matter. However, after what happened last time, I'm not sure if I want to vote ever again because I'm not sure I respect the process. But at the same time, I want to be able to say that I did it. So
Okay. hmm
we'll see.
It takes like 10 minutes to cast your vote. Like, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah,
Dude, read the plot synopsis of
fair
this
enough.
movie.
Oh, uh-oh. Oh yeah, isn't this out now? I want to go to the movie theater and I want to wear my Burger King crown when I ask him for a ticket to see that movie. And I'm gonna purposefully mispronounce the name. Rogue started a cult. Excellent. Let me know if he gets the harem going.
Mm. Cults are fascinating. Have you ever read about the Heaven's Gate stuff? That stuff is wild.
Yes.
My favorite
Yeah.
cult leader is still Jim
Cults.
Jones.
Yeah. Cults are my favorite. Um, subject when Dankula does the Mad Lab.
Mhm. Right. Cults are very interesting.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
That's a really good point, too. And when they are going to definitely make a Kyle Rittenhouse movie at some point, but how are they going to play it?
It's gonna be like some complete like to this day. It happened 4 fucking years ago in the internet era, and people still misrepresent what the hell actually happened. Like there are people who think that he killed a bunch of black people, and it's all like it may have been some kind of quote unquote protest, which was basically just a riot that was supporting the Black Lives Matter stuff and especially going crazy over some black guy had been shot by police. He was under arrest for sexually assaulting a woman, so, great guy to fucking defend there, folks. But the 3 dudes he shot were white.
Well, one of them was Jewish, right?
Yeah, I think the Jewish guy was the one that had the child sex crimes in his criminal history.
Yes.
But yeah, that was one dude was a felon because he was a thief. I think that was the one that survived. However, because he was a felon, he was illegally carrying a weapon in the first place. It's really funny because that's the one that they fucking harp on and on about is that Kyle broke the law by illegally carrying a weapon. It's like he shot a guy who was illegally fucking carrying a weapon, so don't give me that shit. Then one of the dudes that died was a felon for domestic abuse because he beat the shit out of his girlfriend on multiple occasions. And then the dude that he straight up domed was a child sex pervert who had been arrested multiple times, registered sex offender for molesting boys. So, real fucking paragons of humanity there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like none of them were black. But the like fucking the other day on Twitter, it was like, "Kyle Rittenhouse is such a racist. He killed 10 African Americans at a protest. He just opened fire on a crowd." Like, what the fuck? The video of what happened is a matter of public record. You can watch it on YouTube,
Yeah, I've
let
seen
alone
it.
live leak. Exactly. So it's like, how the fuck can you actually? So when they do make a Rittenhouse movie, it's gonna be total and complete bullshit, which is gonna be hilarious because he's been cleaning house and all the defamation lawsuits. So I'm sure that's why they haven't made a Rittenhouse movie already. Because he'd sue the shit out of the studio that made it and fucking clean their clocks. Hollywood's struggling financially enough as it is. They're not willing like that lawsuit with the roll Kyle's on would probably kill the studio. I'm gonna type this one in a chat because I was playing an online video game a couple of weeks ago and I saw this guy. He was playing. His character was a rat. Was like an anthropomorphic rat, and this was his username. It
That's
was
pretty good.
really fucking funny.
That's pretty
Really
good.
fucking funny.
My belief is that the amplifier will theoretically make you powerful enough to defeat Alma in a battle of wills. I say theoretically because my data on Alma's a little sketchy at this point, but the odds are better than somebody's head explodes.
Yeah. Yeah, Rittenhouse killed 2 guys and shot a third one, and the third guy he just like blew the meat off his bicep. And that's the guy that they put on the stand and absolutely obliterated the prosecution's case. Uh the classic.
Okay, so I think that's basically gonna wrap it up for tonight, guys. We've got 4 missions left. It's almost midnight. And I've got to be up kind of early tomorrow.
Understandable, have a great day.
Mm-hmm. Let me just have the game autosave in a minute here. And next time I play this game, I will probably beat it. I don't know if that'll be tomorrow or another day, but I should only have one more session. Unfortunately, I really think I'm just going to have to play Max Payne 3 off stream because they have made that game virtually impossible to play on PC unless you are offline. You literally just have to basically
That's
disconnect yourself from the internet.
wow. That sucks. 'Cause
Yeah.
that means I wouldn't be able to play it myself. That's really disappointing.
Yeah. In order to get it to work, basically what you have to do is unplug your computer's Ethernet cable and just connect via Wi-Fi or not connect to the internet at all. And I can't do that because I'm streaming. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate
Not
and
happy about it.
retarded.
Alright, let me get through this little segment here. Let me get to a checkpoint.
Anything I can do to get these guys in government and have it work.
Yeah, Rika, or Rika. I'm sorry, I don't know if it's Rika or Rika. But, I remember the director who made the Barbie movie was, like, angry that Ken had become the star of her movie. She's like, I didn't make this movie for a bunch of incels on the internet to worship the Ken character. I made this movie for women. How could this have happened?
Boo hoo. Boo hoo hoo.
What the fuck, bro?
Seriously.
They literally made your movie the biggest hit of the year. If it was only women going to see your movie because of the Barbie stuff, it would have been like a moderate success.
Right. It's like, as the saying goes, learn to take yes for an answer. Jesus, man.
Okay,
All right,
things
I'm
not
gonna
go
do
according to
something
plan.
ridiculous here.
Alright, guys. I'll see you guys in the morning. Videos out in the morning. And then I'll see you guys as the day goes on.
Ooh.